think I've just seen the car that makes Tesla's Model X look like a kid's toy. You know how every month we hear about some new Chinese EV that's supposed to change the game? Yeah, most of the time it's like, okay, cool headlights, decent range, but nothing earth-shattering. But this? The SAIC IM LS9? Bro, this thing is like if Iron Man, a Range Rover, and a private jet had a BB, and then raised it in Shanghai with a steady diet of lithium-ion batteries. We're talking 673 horsepower, a frickin' steer-by-wire half-wheel, a 1,300-kilometer range, yes, you heard that right, 800 miles, and a boxy design that screams, I eat German SUVs for breakfast. It's basically China saying to BMW, Mercedes, and Tesla, hey, nice cars you've got there, shame if someone made them irrelevant. So buckle up, because today we're going full deep dive into this monster SUV. Design, interior, powertrain, tech, rivals, and why the LS9 might just be the final nail in a coffin for Western automakers who are still arguing about cup holders. And hey, before we get into it, make sure you smash that subscribe button because trust me, the EV world is moving so fast that if you blink, you'll miss the next big thing. And if you miss it, well, you'll be that guy still defending his 300-mile Tesla while your neighbor is flexing an LS9 with 800 miles of range. Don't be that guy. Let's start with the looks. Because, and I'll be honest here, when I first saw pictures of the LS9, I thought, oh, cool, someone just made a boxier Li Auto L9. But no. Look closer, and you realize this thing is dripping with attitude. It's over 5.2 meters long and 2 meters wide. Translation? It's absolutely huge. Park this next to your neighbor's BMW X5 and suddenly his car looks like a compact crossover for teenagers. The front end? Aggressive. It's got this T-shaped light bar running across the grille with Y-shaped headlights that look like they're glaring at you. Not friendly, not cute. These lights look like they're about to sue you for parking in their spot. And then there's the LiDAR dome on the roof. Most cars try to hide their sensors, you know? Blend it in, make it discreet, not SAIC. Nope, they slept it right up top like a crown jewel, basically screaming, yeah, we've got autonomous driving hardware, what about it? The side profile? Boxy as heck. Straight lines, squared off proportions, retractable door handles. It's like they studied a Range Rover, then asked, how do we make this look like it's from 2030? And I'll admit it, I'm low-key jealous because every time Europe launches an SUV, it's all aerodynamics, round edges, eco-friendly curves. Meanwhile, China is just like, we built a tank that happens to run on electrons. Enjoy. Oh, and did I mention the road presence? If you roll up in this, people aren't asking what cart you drive, they're asking if you're about to start a tech company or run for president. Now, step inside the LS9 and oh boy. First of all, let's talk about the steering wheel. Or should I say, half a steering wheel? Yeah, SAIC calls it their steer-by-wire half-wheel design. It looks like the bottom half of a Tesla yoke, but sleeker. Basically, it's the kind of thing you expect to see in a spaceship cockpit, not in your suburban driveway. And here's the wild part. There's no mechanical connection. None. It's fully electronic steer-by-wire, which means, theoretically, you could be steering a 2.7-ton SUV with what feels like a PlayStation controller. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bro, what if the electronics fail? Well, I'm not saying you'll end up in a ditch, but let's just say I hope SAIC has backups for their backups. Seats? Pure luxury. A 2+2+2 6-seat layout. No squeezing, no third-row punishment seating like in your buddy's Toyota Highlander. Everyone gets a throne. Think captain's chairs, full leather, ventilation, massage functions, panoramic roof overhead, and enough ambient lighting to make it feel like a nightclub that just happens to move at 220 kilometers per hour. And the screens. Oh man. The screens. A giant digital cockpit spans the dashboard paired with a central infotainment system so big it could probably stream the next Avengers movie in IMAX. But here's the flex. SAIC built this interior with one goal: make Western luxury SUVs look outdated. And honestly, mission accomplished. Because when you sit inside this, you don't feel like you're in an SUV. You feel like you're in the lobby of a 5-star hotel that just happens to move at 220 kilometers per hour. All right, enough with the luxury. Let's talk about what's under the skin, because this is where the LS9 goes from impressive to straight up ridiculous. It's not a regular EV. No, It's an ERV, an extended range electric vehicle. Basically a hybrid, but way smarter. Here's how it works. There's a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine, but it doesn't drive the wheels. Nope. It just acts like a generator, keeping the battery juiced up. The actual driving is done by 2 electric motors, one up front, 160 kilowatts, one in the back, 230 kilowatts. Together, that's 523 horsepower. And if you opt for the high output version, you're looking at up to 673 horsepower. That's not just SUV power, that's like I can smoke a Porsche Cayenne Turbo at the lights power. Top speed, around 220 kilometers per hour, which is hilarious because, let's be real, no Chinese family dad is hitting 220 on the highway with grandma in the back. But hey, bragging rights are bragging rights. But the real flex is the range. On battery alone, you're good for 450 kilometers. That's already better than most Teslas. And when you factor in the range extender, over 1,300 kilometers total. That's 800 miles. Do you know what that means? You could drive from New York to Chicago and back on one charge. You could cross entire countries in Europe without ever stopping for juice. Meanwhile, Tesla owners are still fighting over superchargers like it's Black Friday at Walmart. And powering all this, the Cattle Freevoy AB battery system, a hybrid pack mixing sodium-ion and lithium-ion cells. Why? Because sodium-ion works better in cold weather, lithium-ion gives you higher density. Put them together, you get durability, range, and performance all in one. Basically, it's like Cattle said, why not both? So yeah, range anxiety, deleted, permanently. And then we get to the fun part. The driving tech. Remember how I said steer by wire? Well, it doesn't stop there. The LS9 has X-by-wire everything. Steering, braking, shifting, all electronic. No cables, no fluids, no traditional linkages. It's like the car is one giant Xbox controller. This means they can do insane stuff like rear-wheel steering, so even though the car is over 5 meters long, it can corner like a compact SUV. Parallel parking? Forget about it. This thing practically moonwalks into spaces. Torque vectoring, customizable steering feel, adaptive suspension, it's all baked in. So even though it's a 2.7-ton luxury yacht, it'll drive smoother than a Tesla Model X and probably embarrass a BMW X7 on a twisty road. And of course, the autonomy package. Roof-mounted LiDAR, multiple cameras, radars, sensors, everywhere. This thing is basically a mobile data center. SAIC partnered with Momenta for self-driving tech, and they're gunning for level 3+ autonomy in the next couple years. So yeah, today it's a luxury SUV, tomorrow it's your robot chauffeur. Just don't be surprised when your LS9 refuses to drive you to Taco Bell at 3 a.m. Okay, so who's this SUV actually competing with? Well, the obvious rivals are China's own Li Auto L9 and the Denza N9. Both are ERVs, both big, both premium, but honestly, the LS9 looks like it eats them for breakfast. And then there's the Germans. BMW iX, Mercedes EQS SUV, Audi Q8 e-tron. Great cars, don't get me wrong. But here's the problem. They cost way more, offer less range, and somehow still look behind. This is where I get jealous, because if SAIC prices this thing anywhere near the Li L9, say under $80,000, then European and American automakers are in trouble. Big trouble. Think about it. Why would you buy a Tesla Model X for $120K when you could get an LS9 that goes twice as far, looks cooler, and probably has more luxury features? So here's the deal. The IM LS9 isn't just another EV. It's a giant flex from China's biggest automaker, a boxy, futuristic, 673 horsepower family hauler that makes most Western SUVs look like they're stuck in 2015. It's got the looks, it's got the luxury, it's got the tech, it's got the range, and it's got just enough craziness, like the half steering wheel, to make you go, yeah, I want this. The only question is, would you actually buy one if it launched outside China? Or would you still cling to your Tesla or BMW even if they can't keep up? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because trust me, the EV war is only just getting started. And if this is the future, I kinda want in.